Marketer. Empowering Realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. Happy New Year. I hope you've had a chance to enjoy your holiday season and also start a new year with huge plans ahead of you and, getting ready for a whole lot of changes that everybody anticipates in the real estate industry as well. All right, so I thought it's best that we start the year with our first webinar talking about websites and the things that you could do to your website in order to update the looks of the website, the features and capabilities of the website, get to know around your website, and be better prepared in order to promote your services through your website. You make a design when you first join any platform, including Remarketer, and you have a new website, and it's all brand new and shiny and great. But after a while, it might feel a little bit outdated. So it's important for you to be able to keep your website up to date and refresh it every once in a while. So it's always reflective of whatever is going on. In terms of your branding, in terms of your, if you've had any brand refreshes, etc. So it's always good to be refreshed. And I think it's, it's beginning of a new year, and it's a good idea to talk about that. So let's go ahead and I'll show you some of the, the things that you can do and some of the things that would help you create a fresh start with your website and also improve your website in terms of capabilities that you might not have utilized to its fullest. All right. Let's go ahead and start looking around the website. So I'll just log into the backend, and you can click on this little globe at the top, and you can see the website load at the top right there. Let me go back into the back end, and where we want to start off is the website configurations. That's where we want to start off. Let me just start from the usual setting that most of you should have, and then we can go and take a look at the rest of the things. Let me just refresh this. Okay, perfect. So we've got the website available here. Now, I've got a few different bits and pieces added to the website that you might not have on yours by default. Some of you have already made changes to the website, but some of you might not have these additional items here that I've added myself. So I'll show you how you can add those, and basically it can give you some ideas of what you can do as well. If you can hold for just 1 second, let me just fine tune one thing on my Sorry about that. I hope the sound should be a little bit better now. Okay. All right. So let me just quickly go over the website configuration with you, and then we're going to make some changes here. So there are basically two areas where you would make your configurations in terms of whatever is displayed on the website. The first place, let's go back to the account settings. The first place would be the account settings. So there are some elements here that make are displayed on your website. The basic information, your first name, last name, etc. These are the information that you have provided when you have registered to the platform. Now, one of the things that I want you to understand here is that we've got your name here, which is displayed firstly at the headers up there. There's also areas like this here where the name is displayed together with the primary designation and other designations here as well. However, there's another section down here which says the web info, right? So that's the display name, right? So this could be different than your actual name. We need to have your actual name because that's where, that's the requirement by your profession to reflect wherever it's required your name as well as your designation, right? But you might also have some trade names such as, team names, for example. So that could be instead of Merrick Clarkson, which is our demo account here, it could be whatever, MC team or MC real estate. That's what I, promote myself as, and I have like, logos for and stuff. So I might want, my trade name or my display name to be MC real estate rather than my first name and last name. So that's why we have this web info here. So if you want that to be, stuff that are displayed here to be a little bit different, let me show you. I need to make some changes here quickly. Media, let me get rid of the website logo here. All right. See, for example, here, now it says MC Real Estate. So whatever I like to display, let's go back to the account settings. As my display name, as the display name of the website, pretty much, you could make changes here. So for instance, here, brokers. So whatever makes sense in your world, these are the things that we can change here. All right. So in instances where, your name is not required, then we can have these things added. For instance, if you go to contact now, now about and everything is going to be different. In some instances, that is going to appear mainly here at the top, unless you have a logo up there anyway. All right, so this is one thing that I wanted you to know. So I'm going to change this, okay, whatever. And then we also have the picture as well as the brokerage logo. So these are the two things that you add in your account settings here. All right, so your picture, which is shown, for example, if I load this property right here or there, in other marketing content that you build, that profile picture is going to be shown as well. So for example, if we go back here and I go to graphics and I want to build a, let's say, a listing card, you see that's my profile picture, which again appears right here. So the profile picture is the one that is being used in listing detail pages and emails that are being sent out, etc. So that's one thing, as well as the brokerage logo. So the brokerage logo is also used in different areas, as well as what we have down here in the footer of the website as well. So that will be your brokerage logo as well. So we've got the picture, the profile picture, as well as the brokerage logo available right here. Obviously, you can add your social networks. Again, please make sure that you have the full URL, including the HTTPS for your social networks. So whatever social network you add here, it is going to appear in different areas of your website. So right here in the header, for example, down here in the contact page, down here in the footer. So the areas, or even in listing detail pages, for example. So if we go back to a listing here, right here, you have your social media again. So all of that is controlled here. So if you haven't included all your social media links, I'd encourage you to do so and add your social media links right here. All right. Next, we go to email templates. So this is again another important part of your marketing content or your marketing pieces that need to be branded. So whenever you make any changes, especially to the basic info, for instance, let's say you add social media networks to the social media tab, you need to also update your email template. You can also customize this as well if you want to. But the easiest way to do this is to just simply click on the load default, and the system is going to load this header of your emails, again, including the latest information, right? So let's say, for example, I go ahead and change my phone number here from 8772 to 8773, and I'm going to save this, right? So say I have a new cell phone number, and I want to update that. Now, if I go to the email templates, it's still the old telephone number. So what happens is that if I send an email using the system, let's say I send out a listing courier email, for example, or if I send out a I don't know, a greeting cards email, the header of the email is going to be this, right? So this is going to be the header. Then we're going to have a body in between, which would be the listing details, for instance. And then we have an email footer right here. That's the footer right there. Okay, so you can see that I still have my old phone number right here. So what I need to do is to click on load default so that the system is going to correct it based on the latest information. I can go ahead and do the same thing for the footer as well. So this is important for you to do so, whenever you are, there it is. So you can see that the phone number is now updated based on the latest information. So this is what you need to do every time that you update anything in your profile, so that your header and footer of the emails are also corrected. Now, if you want to customize this, you can obviously do so here. So for instance, I'm going to be able to make changes here, for example. So let's say I want this to be red, for example. I can do that, right? Or I want to add any content here, for example, your best choice. Whatever you want to do, you can do here, and you can format it accordingly as well, right? So let's say I wanted to give this a link like that, and for example, I want to remove my email address from here. So you can do all of that right here too. So if you want to make any changes, you can certainly make the changes here. However, make sure that you understand what these things are. So anything in brackets are the dynamic stuff. So whenever you're sending an email, the first name and last name of the recipient, as well as the description, is coming from whatever tool you're using. So these are the dynamic stuff. It takes the dynamic content and replaces these with the dynamic content. So for example, if I want to, instead of saying Dear John Doe, I just want to say Hi John Doe when emails are sent out, I can also make that change here as well. If I want to say Hi John only, and I don't want to refer to my recipient's last names, I can just simply remove that. But be careful when you're touching the stuff that are in brackets, because those are sensitive stuff. And, if I, for instance, delete one extra bracket right here, that is going to cause problems in sending emails out of the system. So it's a little delicate, so take care of what you're doing, but it's pretty simple to understand and navigate around it. At the end of the day, if things go wrong, all you need to do is to click load default, and the whole thing is going to load again. All right, so when I'm happy with what I have, I just click save, and this is going to be my new header. All right, now the same thing goes for the footer as well. Some of the stuff that we have here is important for you to understand. Let me also explain to you here. There is a delivery reason, and this is dynamically added. It's not something that we would add statically to the email. This is added by the mail server before the email is sent out, and this is one of the items that helps with your emails not ending up in spam, or at least reducing the probability of that as much as possible. Another thing is the account address and the unsubscribe link. These are the stuff that are important, and they will be added dynamically to the email. If you want to see how they look and what they say, the thing that I suggest that you do is that you create whatever email using the system and send it to yourself, and then see the full email as if you were the recipient of the email, and you're going to be able to see what are the content that are available there. But they're dynamic because the email servers would rather the sending server add these items into the email rather than the user themselves, just so you know that they'll be protected against spams. All right. Now, we've got a bunch of other templates here as well. Those of you who are using our base tier would only have the email header and footer. We also have the intro letter. The intro letter is what is used with the door knocking module. So if you click on, send intro email when you're using the door knocking module, and you can also always refer to our door knocking video from before if you want to check it out. It's a cool new feature added to the system. This is the email that's going to go out. Again, we have a default. You can also write your own content here as well. Okay, so obviously, reminder, you always have this help me write button right here, which starts off ChatGPT, which is integrated into your platform. You could just, have ChatGPT write a cool, engaging piece of content for you to be used on this introduction letter that sends out, right? So you can just say like, introducing myself as the local real estate agent in Willowdale area with, let's say, 15 years of experience, whatever. So you want it to be professional, and you want, let's say, one paragraph to be sent that, and then we're going to say, ask the homeowner to call me for a home valuation, whatever, right? So I just type in whatever I want, and then I just submit. I'm sorry, I didn't choose this correctly. This is an email campaign title. I want to say an email campaign message, submit. So the system's going to write a content for me, and I'm going to be able to use that. There it is. Dedicated career or whatever. So it wrote a content for me, and I'm going to be able to use that as my introduction letter. Save it. So that goes along with the door knocking. But the other three that I want you to take a look at are the buyer alert, seller alert, and market alert. So those of you who are a Leadmaster package subscriber, you can see that under the drop down right here. So that's the highest tier package that we have. Your system is going to be able to automatically send out emails to buyers, sellers, and send out market reports to your contacts as well. So these are automated nurturing content that go out, and the content is available there. Now, the only thing that I want to make sure that you understand here is that once you update your header, for instance, right, so this is an up-to-date header now. I made these changes to it. I would also need to update my buyer alert, seller alert, and market report. So basically the way it works is that I just click on load default, and then it's going to take the new header with the same content that goes out for the buyer alert. Same for seller and same for market report. There we go. Now, if you want to, again, make any changes to the content here, so for instance, this is a little script that we have here that goes out with the market report email that dynamically is sent out every month to your contacts that are configured to receive this. You can, if you want to change the wording here, you can certainly do so. You can change the wording here. However, this little button here, that's the dynamic stuff. That's where the magic happens. So you're not going to be able to change this one here unless you exactly know what's going on here. But basically what it does is that it takes that specific market analysis link and adds it here into the button. So if someone's looking for the Toronto market report, they're going to receive the Toronto market report. If someone's looking to receive a Richmond Hill market report, they will receive a Richmond Hill market report. Or if someone's looking for a London, Ontario market report, they're going to receive a London, Ontario market report. So that's where this button, the role that this button is playing right here. And I urge you not to touch that. All right. Now, you can see that the header and footer are attached to this email, and it's now ready to be sent out. All is good. So even that hi first name thing that we changed in the header is now applied here as well. So everything is consistent. So what you need to do is to update your header and footer according to what you want. And then also just click on load default for seller, market report, and buyer alerts so that you would be able to have the latest changes to your header and footer applied to these templates as well. And then these will go out automatically. All right. So these are the stuff that I wanted you to see in our account settings. These are the stuff that would help, make things look good and, refreshed and branded accordingly in your email marketing, as well as, some of the basic information that would be included on your website. Now let's get to some design elements on the website. For that, we're going to go to the website design down here, and we're going to select website configuration. This is where we're going to be configuring our website. All right. So I'm just going to quickly touch on some of the basic stuff, and then we're going to get into more advanced stuff, such as adding these custom sections to my website. All right, so the first tab is the theme. That's where you would configure the theme. It's pretty straightforward. You've got two themes. Each theme is slightly different in terms of the individual elements that are shown on the website. So for example, this is the grid for properties in theme 1. And let's say this slider, for instance, looks like that. If I go to one of the properties, that's the property detail page right here. And if I change the theme, they would be slightly different. So let's go back to the home page. The slider is a little bit different. The grid is a little bit different. And the property detail page is a little bit different as well. So depending on what you like, you could select between theme 1 and theme 2. It's very easy to go back and forth between the two themes. You just select and save, and that's pretty much it. And you don't have to worry about it anymore. Let me just refresh this so it goes back to what it was, just like that. Okay, now the header style is whether you like it to be left. The left mini is going to be a smaller version of the left orientation. Center is where you have the contact information. Well, basically the header in the center right here. And then transparent is where you want to have a transparent menu at the top, right? So these are the different settings that you can have. So obviously you need to configure further to make things look proper when you have a transparent header, for instance, right? So you need to adjust the colors and everything so that you make sure that things are appearing properly, okay? If you want to have a sticky header or not, so this is a sticky header. It sticks when you scroll down. If not, it just scrolls up and goes out of the way. And if you want to have a page title bar or not. So the page title bars are right here. If I go to About, that's the page title bar right here. If you don't want it, you can just switch it off right there. So basic stuff, but they usually just take care of the whole theme for you. Your colors is the stuff that you want to configure based on either your brokerage branding or your personal branding. So if you have your own color sets and your own preferences for the theme of colors that are used on your on your marketing material, for example, whatever is used on your for sale sign, whatever is used on your business card, whatever is used on, your flyers, whatever. So it's great to have. I mean, colors is one of the most important part of the branding that you want to have consistently applied across the board to all of your marketing material. You can't have a website that's blue and yellow, and then you have a for sale sign that's gray and purple, and then you have a flyer going out that's mainly, let's say, black and gray, right? So you need to be consistent because colors are the main part of the branding that make any kind of an association with the consumers that you're trying to reach. So make sure that you have the same color set applied across the board, starting off with the website. So probably the most important part of your marketing content is your website. So make sure that you have the right color codes applied there. We've got all sorts of things. We've got the Remax, Royal LePage, Home Life, Forest Hill, Sutton, Century 21. So these are the ones that we have already added here. These are the standard color codes of each one of those. But you can also set your own custom color codes as well. So whatever those are, you can just simply set those in there. There are certain things that I want to mention that it's important for you to consider. So one of the things that's important for you to consider is that the secondary color and the prime color should have enough contrast so that when they come together, it's easy to read whatever the material is. So for example, let's go back here and let's load one of the properties. Let's load this one here. All right, so you see here, so these are the colors that I've applied here. And if these colors, so let's look at this one, for example. So this is the primary color and this is the secondary color right here. The primary color and secondary color. So if I have the same color here, for example, we'll have the same color. Save. So you see what happened? Those icons are now disappeared. It's hard to see them, right? If I go home, sometimes it would be even difficult to see things here as well, right? So it's important for me to have a good contrast here. So that did I save it or not? There we go. You see, I wouldn't even see the price right there. So that's one thing to consider. So whenever you make any changes to your color scheme, just go around the website, make sure everything is visible. You can see the prices, the details, the logos, everything is visible to make sure that you're not missing out on anything. The hover is the color that appears whenever you hover over anything. So those items, for example, over this button right there. So that's kind of, the hover color that we have here. Then we have the menu font color, the header background color, the header font color, the page title bar colors, and the footer background color, etc. So let's check out something else here. Let's go to the footer down here. And you see, for example, the brokerage logo that I have here is hardly visible because I hardly have a contrast between the background color here as well as the color that I have here. Let's make some changes here. Let's take this color, for instance, and place it there. Now, the font shouldn't be the same, but let's just keep it there so that you can check it out and see what happens there. So let's go to the footer. See, now this is good, but the font is the same. So that's why I'm going to change that to, let's say, this color right there. Let's see how it looks now. There. Right, so I changed the color of the footer. Now things look a lot better. Okay, so you can either change the logo to have a contrasting font here, or you can change the background color if you don't have that available. Awesome. Okay, then we have the media tab where you can configure certain pictures that appear on your website. Now, the most important thing is the website logo. If you have your own logo available and you want to have a logo instead of what's available by default, that's what's available by default. Let me go back to one of the original styles. I'll go to center. All right, so you see here, this is what I have here, and this is what we have by default. So it's like a little animated header for your website that displays your name. But if I want to replace that with a logo, this is where I go. I go to media, and I upload my logo right there. All right, so let's find my logo. We've got a whole lot of pictures uploaded here. I think it's this one. Save. There it is. So I have a logo that I uploaded. So if I just refresh my website, I'll see the logo here now. Okay. Now, let me show you something. Let's go back here, change the theme to transparent, save. Now you see, I have a logo that's black. It doesn't blend well here, but if I scroll down and the header color shifts to white, now it looks well. So in transparent, I need two logos, right? Contrasting colors. One for when I scroll down, one for when it's transparent and it's blending with the background image. So let me scroll down and find the other one right here. This one it is. It's white. That's what you don't see it, but I know that's the one. So what we do is that we save that. Now I have two logos here. Sorry, I have two logos, one black, one white. It's blending so you don't see it. But let me just refresh that here. There it is. You see, the white one loads when the menu is transparent, and then the black one loads when the menu is now hovering over the content. All right. So that's how these two alternating logos are going to be used here. All right. So we've got an alternative logo, transparent theme only. that's where this one's going to be applied. Okay, so if you're going for the transparent theme, have two versions of your logo, exactly the same size and orientation and dimensions and everything. So they will just, roll over as you switch from transparent to non-transparent. All right. And it will have a clean, nice transition. You can also change the footer brokerage logo right here. So sometimes you have a brokerage logo, a separate brokerage logo for the footer, so that it will have that, the effect that we want it to have. So if I have a darker background here and I have a white brokerage logo, I can just replace that right here. So this one is only used for the website footer. The other one under account settings is used all over the place, in your email footers, in your greeting cards, in your listing cards, all of those tools that you might be using right here. You can also change the title bar background. You can change the service section background. The service section is right here on the home page. There it is. These are the service sections, so you can change the background here as well. You can change the favicon. The favicon is this little icon up here that you can change. You can change the CTAs as well. So if you want to change any one of these artworks, you can also change those too. So that can be done. But let's move on to the slider. This is probably a little bit more exciting for you, because you're going to be able to give a very different look to your website simply by changing the pictures that are being used right here. And I've always said that we have a cool and easy way for you to select pictures for your sliders. It's very easy. All you need to do is first to click Load Default Slider. So if you don't have all this content available, just click Load Default Slider. What that does is that, let me start over. So when you have your account set up for the first time and your website activated for the first time, there's only one slider, and that's usually a static slider at the beginning, right? Now, once you click on Load Default Slider, it loads 4 sliding banners for you with some content overlaying those sliding banners. So this is what we have here, right? Let me just refresh this. All right, so I've got this, which uses my headshot. And then the next banner would be Find Your Dream Home. So that's overlaying, and that's the background. This is the background right there. And we've got the third one, which is What is Your Home Worth, with the call to actions to the home valuation page, as well as the market reports with the call to action taking them to the market statistics page. These are the stuff that we have here. Now, let's go ahead and change the backgrounds here. All I need to do is upload and change and select from the pictures that I have uploaded before, or I can just upload the picture that I want to have here. Where do these pictures come from? They're all stored in the photo library down here. If you want to go ahead and pre-upload your pictures, you can always go and upload them right here. There's only one rule of thumb that you need to consider when you want to change your sliding banners, the pictures. And that is super important, because it really makes a difference in the way that the website header section, or the first fold of the website is loaded. The dimensions of these pictures should be the same. If you have one picture, separate pictures in different dimensions, then you will have gaps in the bottom of your slider, because some of the pictures are going to load taller, some of the pictures are going to load shorter, and that's going to mess up the way that the transition happens between the 4 pictures here. So that's what we need to have. We need to make sure that they have the same dimension, and that's pretty much it. You can then go ahead and select all those pictures. So for instance, let's say I want to have let's say, I want to have a winter picture here. Okay, you can go to Pixabay. That's what I was talking about. We have a repository available here. You can just switch this on and select the design from Pixabay. So I'm going to type in winter. All right. And now I have a bunch of options available for me to choose from. Okay. So let's say, for example, this is the one that I like. So I'm going to add it to my media. There it is. And then I'm going to select it. All right. So now I have a new background here. Now, you see what I'm talking about? You see the dimensions of this picture? It's different from the dimensions of the rest of the pictures that I have here. So I'm going to deliberately save this the way it is, and I'll show you what will happen if they're not the same dimensions. But firstly, let's take a look to see how this thing has changed now. So let's just refresh, and there it is. Now I have a new background image. It's wintry, it's nice, it's cozy, and it kind of blends in with the season, right? Now, you see, this picture is really tall, and it comes all the way down here. If I click next on this, you see, now I have a big white gap here. Why is that? Because the first banner, which is much taller here, is taking up the space here, and therefore I have this huge gap right here. All right. So if I don't want that to happen, I need to resize this picture and then upload it again. Okay. Let me show you how it is done. So let's take this URL. This is the URL for this picture. And I'm going to open it up in a new tab right there. Once you open it up in a new tab, check it out. Up here, you have the size of the picture available. It's 1800 pixels by 720. Let me go back here and select this URL now and go and open it up in another tab. All right. So the size here is 1280 by 877. So what I want to do is I want to make it into the same proportion, right? So give me a second. I'll just save this picture, and I'm going to quickly change it over. So we need it to be 1800 by 720. So I'm just adjusting the size right there. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm just adjusting the size. 1800 by, what was it, 720. So I'm just going to crop a little bit of this. 720. 1800 by 720. It doesn't have to be 1800 by 720. It could be anything as long as they're all the same. Save. Okay, now I have a new version of that page. Let me just, of that picture, let me just show it to you. There it is, with the same proportions as this one. Okay, let's go ahead and upload it. So the way we do this, change this, and then I'm going to just drag and drop the new version. That's the new version, and select it. See, now I have the same proportions. Let's save it and go back to the home page. You see this white gap right there? Now it's corrected. I have that picture, and then the rest of them load the same size. That's the only thing that you have to consider when you're changing the pictures. But other than that, it's pretty simple. You can just select pictures and change them over and have new pictures and all that, and make it, give your website a fantastic new look, just like that. Now, one more thing that I want to show you, and then we're going to go ahead and add a custom section to the website, and I'll call it a day. So, and that is videos. You can also add videos to your uh, to the first fold of your website if you want to. Let's do that. For me to be able to add a video, I would have to switch off the photo slider control and then instead switch on the video banner control, right? Then I can either embed a YouTube video. So if you have your own video you want to update here, you just add it to your channel on your YouTube and then embed it here, or you can embed a raw video. Again, we do have access to the Pixabay video gallery, and we can select from there. Again, I'm going with the winter theme. And let's say, for example, one of these things that I like. They're all nice. I'm going to go with this one. Right? You can just play it and view how it looks like. And then if you like it, you can just select it. So I selected that one and save it. So remember just to switch this one on and the other one off. Let's check it out now. Refresh. Boom. There we go. You have a nice video playing on the background, right? And you can change this every season. You can even change this every month. It's as easy as that. And just with a click of a button, you can just refresh your website's look greatly. And it honestly gives the vibe that you want to have, especially when you have the holiday seasons and when you have special occasions like Canada Day or Remembrance Day, and you want your website to reflect the fact that you're part of the community. That's what a realtor is, right? So you really want to go along with the vibes of the community, and this is a great way for you to do so, to have your website reflect what that is. Now, if you want to edit these stuff that it says here on top of this, all you need to do is to go into the code here. Now, I have explained this before, but I'll just quickly tell you it's pretty easy to make the edit. For instance, where it says you belong here, and then to click here is going to take you to a search. Let's say I want to change this to say, start your home search here. Okay. Find the you belong here. There it is. Don't touch the code section, which is, all the orange sections here, and just edit what you want to have here. Start your home search today! Exclamation mark. And save it. As easy as that, I can change this to that. Okay. This is here, find your place. I want to change that. You can go here and find your place. And I'm going to say search properties in Ajax, for example. Replace. There we go. Click Ajax search, right? So it's that easy. You can make those changes easily to your website and make your website stunning like that. The rest of the stuff, follow. All right. Now I want to show you how you can add these kind of things. Any type of a custom section to your homepage. So I have a few different ideas here. Under listings, we have a sold listings tab, right? I want to create a call to action for sold listings here, right? So I want to have a little banner on the homepage that would send them over to the sold listings tab here so they can see my sold listings, right? So that's one item that I've added here. Check out our full sold history. We sell properties every week. You can see our recent sold properties. Reach out to us if you'd like to see your property here, right? So cool. You can have that like a call to action. They click on it and it takes them to that sold page. I'll show you how you can do this. Another custom section that I've added here is this, right? So we've got the market stats. This is available with the Lead Master Package subscribers. So if you have the Lead Master Package subscription, your website can have the market stats on the home page as well. And then we've got like a little market analysis for January updated here that I can replace every single time if I want to. Okay. We can even have more detailed analysis, which is going to take us to let's say the market stats of the month for a specific area that I want to. These are pre-constructions. Then I just added another section with a call to action with a button and a picture, or that could be a video. Same thing is here. So you can create these little sections and add them to your website. Where do we add them? Right here under sections. So you've got custom section 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So we've got like 5 custom sections that you can add to your website, apart from all the other things that we have, like the featured properties, like the market stats, like the new development section, the call to actions. These are all the stuff that we have available by default on the home page, but you can add 5 of these there as well. Here's the homepage structure. These are all the stuff that you have, and you can see I've got a custom section 4 here and then custom section 3 here. I've moved them around myself, right? So let's just load default and save. So now I have the custom section 1, 2, 3, 4, but obviously you can move them around wherever you want them to be. Okay, so there's 2 sections to it. One, putting the code for that custom section, which I'll show you how to build, and then selecting where you want it to appear. Okay, so the way we do this is very easy. I'm going to use one of the tools that we have here, and that's the custom pages tools. The custom pages, what it does is that it builds a page for me with simple drag and drop tools, which I can use the code and add it to the section on my home page, right? So the way we do that is we go to the custom pages tool here and click on add new. I'm going to use this tool to build my HTML code, and that's all I would need to have. So for instance, here I want to have a section. Now, if you want to see my video on this, we've got a full-fledged video on how to build custom pages so you can build really sophisticated stuff in here. But I'm just going to show you a simple thing here. So let's do the little, let's say, sold properties thing, right? So I'm going to have one full width column, and I'm going to have text in there. Okay. And then I will also have a button in there. Okay, so that's the content that I want to have. All right, so let's go ahead and configure the content now. So for the text, I'm going to have ChatGPT write for me. So this is going to be a content for a landing page. Then I'm going to say, we sell properties every week. Contact us if you want your property to be sold quickly and for top dollar. All right, so this is what I wanted to say. Now I'm going to have ChatGPT help me. So with okay, this time I'm gonna make this funny, and I want let's say 1 paragraph, and do not use emojis. Submit. There we go. Are you tired of your property sitting on the market like it's glued to the couch, binge watching reality TV shows? Fear not. Our team of real estate ninjas is here to blah, 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 blah. All right. So if you're ready to see your property fly off the shelf like a last slice of pizza, give us a shout. We're all about getting your top dollar without top drama, right? So I'm going to use this. Cool. I can also format this a little bit like that. Let's add a little title as well. I'm just going to say we sell properties every day. And I'm going to change the format here to heading 2. And then we're going to apply. So that's our title right there. And then I'm going to change the little button right there. So the label is going to see our, let's just have it all, sorry. See our latest sold properties. All right. Now the link is going to go to where? Let's go to the website. The link is going to go to sold listings. So I just go there. Remember, we always need to copy the section after our domain name. So including the /, that's what I want to take it. And that would be the link right there. / sold listings. Then I can select the size and the style. So I'm going to have the style there, and then I want to make it into a block and then apply changes, and that's it, right? Now, I'm not going to make a custom page here, so I don't want to save the page or anything. Don't worry about that. All you need to do is to click save, and then you have the code available for you here. You can just select the code, just select the whole thing, and let's go make the change. So I'm just going to go back to the website configuration, and I'm going to go to the sections, and which one was it? So let's say I wanted to be in the custom section. Here, I'm going to make it into custom section 2. Control V. So just paste that code that I just copied there and save it. So whatever changes you want to make, you can make. Just go back to the home page, and where's my custom section 2? There it is. We sell properties every day, and we've got the whole thing in there. Click on the button, and it takes me to the sold properties. So there we have it. This is going to show you how you can be creative on your website and make some changes to your website every once in a while, and make an impression with your website. All right, let me just quickly take the questions before we go. We've got one from Jeff. Happy New Year to you too, Jeff. Thank you very much for joining us. I was just wondering if on the service background area, can the icons be given a separate background to make each icon more visible? The service background area. Let's go take a look. So I assume you're considering this section. That's something about here. If you want to do landing, if you have okay, so one thing to consider here is, I think, and let's just try it out and find out. I think this is one of our main colors. I think it's our secondary color right here. So let me go ahead and let's go back and check it out. Let's test this together. I'll go to website config, and I'm just going to change the primary color to something odd so we can see, for instance, let's just make it red. Okay, save. Oops. And let's refresh. Let's see if my theory is correct. No, it's not. Is it anything else? Let's see. It would be one of these colors, I believe. I'm just experimenting here. No, I was wrong. So it's none of those. So therefore, unfortunately, the question would be no. So we can't change this. However, you can remove this and create your own section entirely and give it whatever looks that you want to have. Let me just quickly show you how you can do that. Let me just go back here and I'm going to change this to whatever, Forrestal, let's say. Okay. Now, how do we do that? First, if I want to remove that section completely, remove um, the exclusive section service section completely, what I can do is I can go to the home page, and you see the services section is right here. We've got the services. I can say I don't want the services, the default services section to show. Instead, using the custom section 3, I'm going to create my own thing the way that I just showed you. So for example, here's what I'm going to do. Let's get rid of this and add this one instead. So I have 3 sections, and I want to create content for each one of these services, for example. So let's say I have one full width at the top, 3 sections at the bottom. So I'm going to have a title in here, and then I'm going to have 3 services, which is going to have my own icons here with the pictures, with the images, and then a little text at the bottom of each one of these pictures, and then a little button at the bottom of each one of these. See, as easy as that. I'm creating my own section right here. Okay, so you can create your own section with your own writings, with your own logos, with your own background. If you want to change the whole background here, you go to the settings here, and you can go to the row settings, and you can set a whole background here, right? You can even have a background image if you want to. So let's say I want to use this background image. So you can make all those changes here if you want to. You don't even have to have this here. You can have all of these inside of that as well. So I can move this over to this section. I can have the full background applied right there. So let's move this to the top, and yeah, so you get the idea. All right, so I can have my own content right here. Obviously, if I want to make changes here, you can change the the font color to white, for example. Apply, there we go. So you can make all those changes and create your own background. And then once you have that, copy the code, right? Place it into the custom section 4 here, right? And then you have custom section 4 instead of the services section right there. So you built your own service section right there. So hopefully that helps. Now, the other question that you have, Jeff, is what program do you use to crop pictures? I just simply use I'm using a Mac here. I just simply have the preview app. You can just open it up and crop pictures using the preview app. So that's the default app on Mac that opens the picture. I think any default picture edit application that you have on your operating system, whether it's a Mac or a Windows machine, it should have a crop option. I can't share my entire screen here, unfortunately. Otherwise I would be able to show it to you. But when you open up any picture on a Mac, you can just resize it, and then you can just draw a rectangle around the area that you want to crop, and then there's a crop option under Edit that you can just crop it, or it's Command K as a short key as well, and you're going to be able to crop pictures there. Otherwise, there are all sorts of different photo editing applications, Photoshop and illustrators and all that are more advanced if you really want to have more advanced function. But for cropping, you don't really need to go there. You just can use any photo editing, any default photo edit application that you have on your operating system. All right, so I'm going to stop here. I think we've taken a look at everything that I wanted to talk about today. Um, Go do this. It's very easy. You see that it's easy to apply things, and if you don't like it at the end of the day, it's just one button. Just click on load default, and it'll go back to the default configuration of your website. So there's not a lot of risk involved with experimenting here. You can just experiment and see how things look, and it's so easy that you can do this very often throughout the year. Now's a good time to do it as well, because we're fresh and everything should be looking fresh. Again, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this was informative for you. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, certainly reach out to us. We'd be happy to hear from you. And I'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Until then, have a good one. Take care.